Hey guys, this is Unit 2, Formative 1, Day 3, Multi-Step Inequalities. Okay, so last time we were doing 1 and 2 step. Here we're going to do a few more steps. Okay, number 1 says 4v plus 8 is greater than 6v plus 10. So what we first need to do is subtract our 4v over. And I do it this way because 6v is larger, and so we'll still end up with a positive number. So we will have 8 on the side is greater than 2v plus 10. Okay, we don't change our sign because we did not multiply or divide by a negative, we only subtracted. Okay, now I need to move my 10 over to get my variable term by itself. 8 minus 10 is negative 2, and that's still greater than 2v. If I divide by 2 on both sides, I get negative 1 is greater than v. Okay, and remember, if I switch that, I can write that as v is less than negative 1. So it's pointed to, up here, it is pointed to my v, so down here it has to be pointed to my v also if I want to switch that. Okay, if I was going to graph this on my number line here, I would have my 0 and my negative 1. It is going to be an open dot because it's just less than. And since it's less than, we are shading this way. Okay, the last thing I want to do is write an interval notation. So we're just looking at our shaded part. And we're going to start at negative infinity, because that's where our shading starts. And it goes to negative 1. Okay, it does not include negative infinity, because it never does. It does not include negative 1, because it's an open circle. Okay, number 2 says 3m minus 4 is less than or equal to 6m plus 11. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is subtract 3m from both sides. Okay, again, our 6 is bigger, so this will give us a positive number. We'll have negative 4 on this side is less than or equal to, our sign doesn't change. 6m minus 3m is 3m plus 11. And then if we subtract 11 from both sides, we can get our m term by itself. Negative 4 minus 11 is negative 15. That's less than or equal to 3m. To get m completely by itself, we divide by 3. 3. We have negative 5 is less than or equal to m. Okay, again, if we switch this, it's open to our m, so if I write it the other way, I'll have m and then greater than or equal to, so it's open to my m again, minus 5. So this and this mean the exact same thing. Okay, if we graph this now on our number line, we will have our negative 5 and our 0. Okay, this says m is greater than or equal to, so we know that's going to be a closed dot at negative 5. Oop, I didn't make it negative. Negative 5, a closed dot. Okay, and greater than or equal to means we are going to the right. We're shading this way. Okay, in our interval notation, we have our negative 5, and we're going all the way to infinity. So those are what we're working with. And we do include negative 5 because it's a closed dot. So we'll have a bracket. And we never include infinity, so as a parentheses. All right, number 3 says 30 is greater than negative times the quantity 5z plus 15 and quantity plus 10z. Okay, the first thing we need to do, just like with the equations, is distribute that negative through. Okay, so on my left side I'll still have 30. It's going to be greater than, and then distribute my negative. So I'll have negative 5z minus now 15. Okay, and then plus 10z at the end. Okay, on my right side I can combine negative 5z and 10z. So I'll have 30 is greater than negative 5z plus 10z is 5z. Oops. There we go, 5z minus 15. Okay, and then to get z by itself, we need to add 15 to both sides first. So I get 45 is greater than 5z. Okay, to get z finally by itself, we need to divide by 5 since it's being multiplied by 5. and 45 divided by 5 is 9, is greater than z. So 9 is greater than z. Okay, again, if we switch this, since it's pointed towards z, if I want to write my z first, I write z, and then I write pointed to or less than 9. So z is less than 9. Okay, I'm going to graph it up here, and on my number line, if I have it like this, we want a 9 and a 0, so we're going to have 0 down here, 9 up here. And this says z is less than 9, so it'll be an open circle at 9, and z is less than, we want to go to the left. Alright, and then the interval notation, we're working with negative infinity, since that's on the left side of our shading, and then 9 is on the right side. So negative infinity and 9. We never include infinity, so that would be a parenthesis, and also we have an open dot, so we don't include the 9 either. That'll be another parenthesis. Okay, this next one, number 4, says negative 2 times the quantity x plus 2 is greater than 10. Alright, so first thing we need to do is distribute our negative 2 through. And when we do that, we have negative 2x minus 4 is greater than 10. Now I need to add 4 to both sides, since it's being subtracted. So when we add 4, we just have negative 2x is greater than 14. And finally, we need to divide by a negative 2 on both sides to get x by itself. And we have x on this side, and on the other side we have negative 7. Okay, but our sign here, since we're dividing by a negative number, it needs to flip, so we're going to have less than instead. Okay, we graph this using our bottom here. So we want to have a negative 7, and there's 0. Okay, it is just less than, so it'll be an open dot here, and we are going less than, so that's to the left. We're shading this way. Okay, interval notation, we're going from negative infinity over here to negative 7. Okay, and we never include infinity, so that'll be a parenthesis, and here our negative 7 is not included either because it's an open dot, so another parenthesis. Alright, this last one is a little bit tricky, but it says 6w minus 4 is less than or equal to 2 times the quantity 3w plus 6. So again, the first thing we need to do is distribute our negative 2 through. So we have 6w minus 4 is less than or equal to 2 times 3w is 6w. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 12. Okay. Now here I'm going to subtract my 6w, and when I do that I get no w's, or 0 w's, and then minus 4 is less than or equal to 12. Okay, this one is tricky because we don't have any variables left, so we can't really graph this. I guess we could. I'll tell you how to do that in a little bit, but since this is always true, since negative 4 is always less than or equal to 12, the way we would write this in our interval notation is going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity. This is true for all variables. Okay, or you could also say all real numbers, all reals. Okay, and then finally, if we would graph this, I guess it would look like just a solid scribble. Okay, from negative infinity out here to positive infinity over here. Okay, that is it. I'll see you tomorrow.